Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer and today I'm doing a January wrap-up and it's kind of late. It's February 8th at the time of filming this. But I mean, hey, I'm getting it done. I read 6 books this month. 5 of them were audiobooks and one was on my Kindle, and that was the first one that I finished. And then I have all of them are basically in the 4-star range. Not really much in between, which I think is a great month for me, having 4 to 4.5 as a average. Like, that's awesome to start the year. The first one that I read was The Plot, which was from my Kindle, and I gave that a 4-star, and it was, I have like my notes all written here. It's a fun read. I really enjoyed it. It was easy to figure out. Kind of halfway through, you kind of figure out kind of what's going on. You don't know how the full extent is going to be, but you kind of figure it out. And I feel like this would be a good book for somebody who's like just starting in a mystery thriller aspect type book. Maybe they might not catch what's really going on. But yeah, it was still fun. And then the next one, all the rest of them are audiobooks. I've been an audiobook freak. I do one in like at least once a week, sometimes every 2 weeks. It just depends on what I'm doing. And then of course we had like COVID this last month, and so I had to be with my daughter all week. I didn't really get to listen to anything or read anything. But I did catch up on a lot of TV. But anyways, Beatride was the first audiobook I read of the year, and I gave that a 4.5. It's so good. Emily Henry is such a good romance writer, and I can't wait to, I have on my audiobook list, I have what's it called, People We Meet on Vacation, which is her other book that she has, so I can't wait to listen to that one too. A lot of people like that one better, but there are some people who like Beatride better, but this one was so good. Oh my god, I don't even think I said what the plot was about. I'm sorry. Let's rewind. The plot is about this guy who is a professor, and he wrote a book before and it kind of got popular, but not many people know about him, and he made other books that kind of whatever, and he's a professor at a college, and he just hates kind of what he's doing and wishes that he could write a good story. And he had an obnoxious student, and the student said, I have the best story ever, I'm gonna make a lot of money about it, and he read him like 1 chapter or something, and this guy's like, and the main character's like, wow, this really is a good story. But then years go by and he didn't think anything of it, not really thinking much of the guy or that story much, and then all of a sudden that guy is dead, and he's like looking around to see if the story was made, and it wasn't. So he ends up using that plot that he found from the guy and made up his own kind of story with it, and then it's a thriller from there of like, somebody knows that he's lying and it's kind of messing with him, and he's in this new relationship, and it's just like a lot at one time. Anyways, Beatride, this one is about 2 authors actually, one male, one female, and each character has their own things going on in their life, but she's in a home that was her father's or something. I can't remember. But there was a lot of history with that and her father and the relationship they had. Anyways, and then next door is this other guy who is also an author, and they kind of help each other out, plus challenge each other to write these stories that one is more of a romance writer, one is more of like just like a normal fiction writer, I guess. I can't remember what he does. And they kind of like switch, and they help each other out with writing these stories, and then of course a romance blooms, and it's just so good. I really enjoyed this one. And then I listened to My Lovely Wife by, is that Samantha Downing? Yeah, Samantha Downing. That was my first Samantha Downing book. Highly enjoyed it. Definitely reading more from her. It's a 4.5. I gave that one as well. It's a really fast-paced thriller. I couldn't stop listening to it. I was invested in the concept. And this one's about this married couple, and they have kids that they work together to find, mostly women, I guess. Yeah, women, and they work together to like kidnap them / kill them or whatever they feel like doing. and it's kind of their like thing that they do just to keep their spark and romance and marriage alive. And it kind of goes back and forth to why they became like that, why it started out like that, and their histories, and then it kind of goes freaking wild. I didn't know which direction it was going in the end, so that's why I liked it. And then next audiobook was Birthday Girl. This one's a romance. I gave this one a 4-star. Really enjoyed this. This was the one I was really listening to as well, where it was just like I could not stop listening. It's super, super steamy, and so much sexual tension between these characters. It was just like you had to know what was going on, and you're like, can they just do it already? Every romance book, I'm like, just do it already. But it's about this girl, what is she, 19-ish? I think she's 19, and she's with this guy, and she ends up having a romance bloom with his father, who had him when he was really young. So he's in his 30s, but it's still like a big difference in age. But the way he treats her is a lot better than the way her boyfriend treats her, and it's kind of a lot of sexual tension and everything, and it's actually a really good story. It's pretty crazy. And then the next one I read listened to, A Man Called Ove. Oh, is it Ove? Yeah, wait. Man Called Ova. I already can't remember. I listened to the audiobook and he even like said it. I always said Ove, maybe, or Ove. I think it's Ova. I'm pretty sure. Gave this one 4 stars. It made me tear up a little bit. It's like a dark comedy with a lot of heart. No pun intended, you'll see. If you did read it or if you were planning on it and reading it. It's like this older man. He's not that old. He's just grumpy. He's like close to 60 years old or something. When I picture him as like a 70s, 80s year old man. But he recently lost his wife. I guess it's not too right. Maybe like a year or 6 months or something. Yeah, recent. And he's basically, he's just so grumpy, and he's just trying to keep order in the whole neighborhood. The way he treats and talks to people, his personality is just a crack up. But he's basically, it's kind of dark. At first, he's kind of not wanting to live anymore, basically, because he lost the love of his life, and he's like, what's the point of moving on? But there's like, these characters just are awesome. The people especially the people who move next door and all that stuff. So you'll see how that goes. 4-star. The last one I listened to was Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is her most recent book that just came out, and I gave this a 4-star. It's definitely a hard-hitting, character-driven story, where the main character was in jail for a while for killing her boyfriend, but there's a lot of story. There's a lot more to it. You eventually find out what really happened, but she was in jail for it. She gets out. She was pregnant, but she didn't know at the time. Pregnant when her boyfriend died, and she gave birth at the she never even got to hold her baby, like while she was in jail and stuff. They usually, I guess, let them hold them for a little bit and then get them off. But yeah, so she's not, her mom isn't really in her life either. Didn't trust her mom with taking care of the baby, so it was the boyfriend's parents take care. So she's just trying to get back into her child's life, as well as there is a romance as well. It's not as romance heavy. There's so much drama in it, which I kind of enjoyed. It just depends on how the story is. It doesn't always have to be romance heavy. I like it when there's romance in there, but then I like the drama aspect. I like when there's hard-hitting character stories where they have so much history, so much pain, and explains why they are the way they are, especially growing up maybe. It's just crazy. But yeah, 4 stars. So as you see, most of them were 4-star, 4 out of 5, and I couldn't decide which one was my favorite. I did give Beatride and My Lovely Wife both 4.5 stars. And they're just both so different because one is romance and one is thriller. So I just couldn't decide between them, but those are good. But I still, like, even though Birthday Girl gave 4 stars, I still think about that one. Like, I just can't help. like that one was such an interesting concept with the whole like forbidden romance thing, but but I still keep it at 4 stars just because of how everything was. I don't know. Both Beatride and My Lovely Life, great. Anyways, I really enjoyed mostly everything I read, like basically all the things I read. And I can't wait to see you guys again. I have more videos planned. I wrote some stuff down in my notebook. So I should be having more come out. I've just been so hectic, busy with there's so many things that I should be doing, but I'm doing this instead. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these, plan to read any of them sound interesting to you. See you next time. Bye.